Most seniors don't realize that without the right pairings, turmeric's power vanishes and can even backfire with inflammation, stomach distress, or wasted effort. So in today's episode, you'll discover how to make turmeric truly work for your body. And yet there is hope, because when it's combined with the right foods, its effects can multiply many times over. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast. Today, we're exploring the overlooked truth about turmeric, why the wrong combinations can harm, and which 3 foods make it one of the most effective natural allies for seniors over 60. Because a 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that when turmeric is eaten the wrong way, less than 10% of its curcumin is absorbed, leaving most seniors with wasted effort, ongoing pain, and the false belief that decline is just part of aging. So sitting across from me today is Japan's oldest physician, Shigeaki Hinohara, still practicing medicine beyond the age of 100. He has seen firsthand how the wrong pairings quietly strip turmeric of its power, and few voices hold more authority on food and longevity than his.
John, it is always a pleasure to speak with you, and let me begin by asking this. How can people expect turmeric to protect them if the very foods they eat with it are stripping away its strength before it ever reaches their blood?
That is unsettling to think about. And I know many listening now have trusted turmeric for years without realizing this. I'd love to hear in the comments if anyone has ever felt disappointed by turmeric, wondering why the results never seem to show up.
It happens constantly. I meet older adults who complain of joint stiffness, poor memory, or fatigue despite taking turmeric faithfully every day. They think the spice itself has failed them, but the truth is that their pairings are blocking absorption. Too often, this gets dismissed as just aging, when really it is a preventable mistake in how the food is combined. So in this episode, we will first uncover 3 common foods that weaken turmeric's effect, and then turn to the 3 foods that actually supercharge its healing. And if you stay until the end, you will not only understand the science, but also hear how to use these pairings in your own kitchen. And if you want us to share a simple recipe that demonstrates this step by step, just let us know in the comments and we'll send it to you.
So what you're saying is that turmeric's power isn't missing. It's being stolen by the wrong combinations.
That is exactly the point. And that is why today we will walk through the 3 foods that quietly cancel turmeric's benefits, followed by the 3 that unlock its full strength. By the end, you will know precisely how to transform turmeric into one of the most reliable daily tools for health and longevity.
I think about my own older sister who started taking turmeric every morning because she'd heard it could ease her stiff knees and keep her memory sharp. But after months, she told me she felt no change at all and nearly gave up on it, believing it was just another false promise. That moment struck me because she wasn't wrong about turmeric's power. She was just using it in the wrong way.
John, that is exactly the story I hear from patients all the time. The mistake is not in the spice itself, but in how it's paired.
So let's dig into that first question. What everyday foods are actually canceling turmeric's strength?
The first food we must talk about is processed dairy, because its proteins can bind to curcumin and block absorption, while the added sugars and stabilizers make digestion even harder for older adults. Many people think a turmeric latte with sweetened milk is healthy, when in reality it often cancels the very benefits they are seeking.
That's surprising. Are you saying the milk itself is the problem, or is it more about the way it's been processed?
It is mostly about the processing. Natural dairy in small amounts can be tolerated by some, but processed cheese slices, powdered creamers, or heavily sweetened yogurts introduce additives that create inflammation, and interfere with turmeric's healing work. And for seniors, whose metabolism is slower, this interference is even stronger.
So it sounds like the very habits many of us see as comforting, a creamy coffee, a quick yogurt snack, might be sabotaging our health without us realizing it. And that makes me wonder if processed dairy is only the beginning. What other everyday foods could be undermining turmeric in the same hidden way?
Another group that weakens turmeric's power are vinegar-heavy foods, because their high acidity can destabilize curcumin before the body absorbs it. For seniors who already deal with reflux or a sensitive stomach, that pairing often leads to even more discomfort instead of relief.
I think that's why people add turmeric to dressings or pickles and feel no benefit. They believe it's healthy, but the acidity erases its power. And it makes me wonder if vinegar can do that. Could sugar be just as harmful?
Yes, John. Sugar is perhaps the most direct enemy of turmeric, because while turmeric works to calm inflammation, refined sugar drives it back up and overwhelms the balance. When seniors mix turmeric into sweetened cereals, pastries, or packaged snacks, the body receives two opposite signals at once, one to heal and one to harm.
That makes a lot of sense. And I can think of so many mornings where people start the day with a sweet muffin or sugary cereal, believing they're helping themselves by sprinkling turmeric on top. Instead, they're left confused when the pain, fatigue, or memory lapses don't improve. And hearing this, I can't help but think we've now uncovered the full picture of what not to do. So maybe it's time to turn the conversation and ask, what are the foods that actually make turmeric stronger?
The very first food that makes turmeric stronger is black pepper, because it contains a natural compound called piperine that dramatically boosts curcumin absorption. Without it, less than 10% of turmeric might ever reach the bloodstream, but with just a pinch of pepper, the absorption can increase by as much as 2,000%, according to studies. This is why in traditional Japanese and Indian cooking, turmeric and pepper are rarely separated. The synergy has been understood for centuries, long before science explained it.
So just a tiny pinch of something as simple as pepper can be the difference between turmeric working or failing.
Yes, and that is what makes it so powerful. Seniors often think they need expensive supplements, when in truth, the answer may already be sitting in their spice rack.
That makes me think about how many people feel discouraged, spending money and effort when the solution could be this simple.
And simplicity is often the key. A warm turmeric tea with a small twist of freshly cracked pepper can do more than weeks of capsules taken without it.
It's incredible, and it almost feels too easy. Could it really be that something so basic changes the whole equation?
It really can, John. The body needs a helper to carry curcumin across the gut lining, and pepper provides exactly that helper.
So what you're saying is that turmeric is like a locked door, and black pepper is the key that opens it.
A perfect way to put it. Once the door is open, the healing compounds can flow where they are most needed, the joints, the heart, and even the brain.
It makes me think of all the seniors listening right now, maybe disappointed that turmeric didn't seem to work for them. This one change could completely shift their experience, and it makes me eager to know, if pepper is the first, what other foods can multiply turmeric's power in the same way?
The second food that strengthens turmeric's effect is a healthy fat, because curcumin is fat-soluble and needs fat to move into the bloodstream. Without it, much of turmeric simply passes through the body unused.
So you're saying that even if someone takes turmeric every day, if they don't pair it with fat, they may not be absorbing much at all.
Exactly, John. And this is why in many Japanese and Mediterranean meals, turmeric is paired with oils or fatty fish. The fat acts like a delivery vehicle, carrying the compound to where it is needed.
That changes the way I see simple choices in the kitchen. It's not just what you eat, but how you combine it.
Yes, and for seniors especially, this matters because nutrient absorption naturally slows with age. Giving turmeric the right partner means giving the body a fighting chance to use it fully.
So what would be some examples people can use at home without making it complicated?
Olive oil is one of the easiest, and even a small drizzle over vegetables seasoned with turmeric can make a difference. Avocado, nut butters, and salmon are also excellent partners.
I can picture that easily. A simple soup finished with olive oil or a smoothie with turmeric and avocado.
That's the idea. It doesn't need to be fancy, just consistent, because every pairing makes absorption stronger.
And that's a relief to hear because so many seniors think they need to buy expensive products, when in fact the best boosters might already be in their kitchens. It almost feels empowering to know these everyday foods can turn turmeric from wasted powder into real medicine.
It is empowering, John, because food is medicine when used with awareness. And pairing turmeric with healthy fats not only helps curcumin, but also supports the heart and brain on their own.
That makes me wonder if some seniors are already halfway there. Maybe they're adding turmeric to their eggs or soups without realizing the oil they're cooking with is helping them.
Yes, sometimes the wisdom is there, even without knowing the science. But once you understand the science, you can make it intentional, and the benefits become much more reliable.
And that leads me to think, we've now talked about pepper and fat as two powerful allies. What about the third? Is there another food that not only supports turmeric, but also adds its own healing power?
The third food that enhances turmeric's strength is raw honey, because it carries its own antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. When combined, the two not only soothe the gut, but also amplify immune protection in a way seniors can feel.
So, raw honey isn't just about taste. It actually adds another layer of healing.
Yes, John, but it must be raw, because processed honey loses the enzymes and natural compounds that make this synergy possible. A spoonful of raw honey with turmeric is what many call a golden spoon for daily health.
That makes me think of my grandmother who always stirred honey into warm drinks when anyone felt under the weather. Could that old habit have been protecting us more than we realized?
Absolutely, because traditional remedies often preserved wisdom that science is only now explaining. The antioxidants in raw honey ease oxidative stress, and together with turmeric they reduce inflammation far more effectively.
So in a way, it's almost like two natural medicines teaming up inside the same cup.
Yes, and it is also a practical way to make turmeric enjoyable. For many seniors, the earthy flavor of turmeric is hard to handle, but honey softens it without sabotaging its effect.
I imagine that's especially important because if something tastes good, people are more likely to stick with it.
Exactly, John. Consistency matters more than intensity. A small daily dose with the honey is better than a large amount once in a while that people can't tolerate.
That's a critical point. So many seniors chase quick fixes, when really it's the steady habits that transform health. And I can see now why honey isn't just a sweetener here. It's a partner that makes turmeric easier to use and more powerful at the same time.
And remember, moderation still matters, especially for those with diabetes or sensitive blood sugar, but within a teaspoon daily, raw honey can be both safe and deeply beneficial when paired with turmeric.
So what we've uncovered is that pepper unlocks turmeric, fat carries it through the body, and honey not only enhances absorption, but adds its own healing.
That's the complete trio. Together they form a simple, science-backed way to turn turmeric into a tool for daily strength rather than a wasted ritual.
And it strikes me that after walking through the wrong pairings earlier, these three foods are the mirror image, the right partners that finally explain why turmeric has worked for some and failed for others. Which makes me wonder, how can seniors start bringing these three allies into their daily routines in ways that are simple, tasty, and realistic?
One of the simplest ways to begin, John, is by stirring turmeric with a small pinch of black pepper into warm almond or oat milk. This creates a soothing drink that delivers both absorption and comfort.
That sounds simple enough, but many listeners may wonder if they need to drink it every day for it to matter.
Daily use does make a difference, because consistency allows curcumin to build up in the body. But even a few times a week can bring noticeable relief for joints and digestion.
That makes me think about seniors who are already managing multiple medications. Is it safe for them to add turmeric this way?
In most cases, yes, but it's always wise to check with a physician if you are on blood thinners or medications that affect the liver. Turmeric is natural, but natural remedies can still interact with the prescribed treatments.
I appreciate you saying that because too often people think natural means risk-free.
Exactly, and my message is balance. For most healthy seniors, these pairings are safe and beneficial, but awareness prevents complications.
So if someone wants to start today, what would be the easiest meal to add turmeric into without overthinking it?
Soups and stews are ideal because you can cook with olive oil, add turmeric, and finish it with a touch of pepper. A spoon of raw honey afterward in a warm tea completes the trio.
That really reframes turmeric from being just a spice to being almost like a daily prescription, but one you can prepare in your own kitchen. And for seniors listening, it's reassuring to know you don't have to spend on expensive supplements when the solution is as close as your pantry.
Yes, the power is in everyday habits. It is not about chasing exotic cures. It is about returning to what is simple, affordable, and effective.
It makes me reflect on how many times people quit turmeric, thinking it failed them, when really it was the missing partners all along.
That is the tragedy I see again and again. But the good news is, once you learn the right pairings, the benefits return quickly.
You've shown us why the right partners matter, but what happens if seniors ignore this advice and keep taking turmeric the wrong way? What's the real cost over time?
John, the cost is subtle but serious. Seniors may believe turmeric has no value, when in truth, it is their food pairings that are robbing them of its strength. Over time, this misunderstanding leads to more stiffness, slower memory, and the quiet acceptance of decline that could have been prevented.
That's such an important reminder because so many of us give up when we don't see results. The tragedy is that turmeric itself isn't the failure. It's the way we've been using it. And for everyone listening, I want to make this as clear and memorable as possible. Doctor, if you could leave us with a single one-liner to carry into the kitchen, what would it be?
Turmeric's power is not in the spice alone, but in the partners you choose for it. Pair it with pepper, healthy fat, and raw honey, and it becomes real medicine.
And that feels like the perfect note to end on. Today, we've learned turmeric isn't just a spice, it's medicine, but only when paired with care. We've seen how dairy, vinegar, and sugar can cancel its power, and how pepper, healthy fats, and raw honey can unlock its true strength. I hope this changes not only how you see turmeric, but how you see your whole kitchen. Let us know in the comments if you finished the episode, and we'll send you the recipe to start using turmeric the right way.